How do the buttons work? The iPad has 3 buttons: the home button, the power button, and the volume control. The home button is the large circular button at the bottom of the screen. When the iPad is in sleep mode, if the home button is pressed, it will power on the iPad. It also serves as a Touch ID sensor. When you are using an app or looking at a website on the iPad and you press the home button, it will close out the website or app and take you to the home screen where you can see all of your apps. The home button will not turn the iPad off. The power button will turn the iPad on and off. When in sleep mode, the button will only need a short press to turn on the iPad. When completely shut down, you will need to hold the button down for a few seconds in order for the iPad to power back on. The iPad may have shut off completely if its battery died or if its system updated. The volume control button is separated into 2 sections, the top section increasing the volume and the bottom section decreasing it. You can press each as many times as necessary until the volume is at the level you are comfortable with. The iPad also has 2 ports, the charging port and the headphone jack. The headphone jack is where you can plug in headphones or earbuds so that only you can hear the audio. The charging port is where the cord can be plugged in to recharge the battery. While spare charging cords can be purchased, it is best to use the one that came with the iPad because it will work the best. They can be delicate, so be careful with them. When plugged in, the battery symbol at the top of the screen will appear green. How do I power on the iPad? First, make sure the iPad is completely charged. You may have to leave it plugged in for a few hours to ensure that the battery has enough charge. Next, press the home button or the power button. If the screen doesn't turn on and you are sure it is charged, hold down the power button for a few seconds. The iPad may have been shut down instead of put in sleep mode. Once the iPad turns on, swipe up from the bottom of the screen. This will take you from the lock screen to the home screen. How do I change the settings? Somewhere on your home screen, there should be an image that looks like a gear. This is the settings icon. You may have to swipe left or right to find the page that it sits on. There is also a search bar on the home screen where you can search for the settings app. Once you find it, tap on it once, and you will have access to your phone's settings. It contains the controls for things such as screen brightness, text size, contrast, and more. Find the Display and Brightness tab. Here, you can increase and decrease the screen brightness using the slider. You can also adjust the text size and boldness, and whether the background of apps and websites such as Photos, Settings, and Google is light or dark. Next, you can go to the Accessibility tab. Here, there are many changes you can make to your device for your convenience, such as increasing the contrast or applying color filters. In this tab, you can also change text size and boldness. Additionally, there is a search bar at the top of the settings page. If you can't find something that you want to change, you can find it using the search bar. The search bar doesn't work like Google. You don't want to type in a question. Instead, you type the name of the setting you would like to change, such as text size or brightness. How do I create a passcode? When you first start up your iPad, it will most likely not have any passcode or PIN that you need to enter. To ensure your security, it is important to set one up. There are multiple options for passcodes. You can set up a Touch ID, which uses the home button to scan your fingerprint. You can also set up a PIN consisting of only numbers. You should start with a PIN. First, tap on the Settings icon. Then, open the Touch ID and Passcode tab and tap the Turn Passcode On tab. The PIN you create will consist of 6 numbers. Be sure to create a PIN that only you would be able to remember, such as the digits of your 2 favorite TV channels. You can also spell a word using the letters that are below each number on the keypad. Your passcode should appear random to other people, but not to you. This will ensure that you can always get into your iPad, while nobody that you don't want to be able to access it can. Next, you can set up Touch ID. It is better to have both a PIN and Touch ID because the Touch ID might not work sometimes, like if your finger were wet or if there were a Band-Aid on it. In the Touch ID and Passcode tab, click Add a Fingerprint. From here, your device will give you step-by-step instructions on setting up a Touch ID. How do I connect to the internet? First, click on the Settings icon. Then, click on the Wi-Fi tab. Once you're in, you should see a bar in the top right section of the screen that says Wi-Fi. If the switch next to it is not green, you will not see anything other than this bar on your screen. This means that your Wi-Fi is turned off and your iPad cannot connect to the internet. To turn your Wi-Fi on, tap the switch once. Once it is green, you should see a list of available Wi-Fi networks pop up. If your Wi-Fi had not been turned off to begin with, this list will come up immediately upon clicking the Wi-Fi tab. Find the appropriate Wi-Fi network name. Do not click on any other network names, as they will most likely be protected by a password, and you will not be able to connect to them. Tap the appropriate network name and enter the passcode. When you type in the passcode, any symbol you enter will appear as a dot. This is to protect your privacy in case someone can see your screen while you type in the password. Make sure you are very careful typing in the passcode because every number, letter, and symbol has to be exact, or the password will not work. How do I download apps? First, find the App Store icon. It is a white A inside of a blue square. Locate the search icon at the bottom right of the screen and tap on it. It looks like a magnifying glass. Then, tap on the search bar at the top of the screen that comes up when you hit the search icon. Here, you can search for any app you want. Once you type in the name of the app, hit enter. Then, click on the app that you want to download. You might have to scroll a bit to find it. When you find it, tap on the Get button, and it will begin to install. After it finishes installing, it will show up on your home screen.
This institution is an equal opportunity provider.